goes to a bar, that is the rank bar, the ranks bar, to take a drink when the body of a prostitute was is dumped outside, and so he goes to inspect the body, only to discover that the vital organs the um, of the lady has been severed um, away. Then, from all indications, and then he could discover that the lady is a prostitute. So while he was busy at the fact that he was happy at the fact that he had stumbled upon a scoop, you know, that is, he has made a breakthrough. The word scoop means is a journalistic term used to mean a breakthrough, like when one has discovered a hard news, a kind of news that would sell. The police comes in and then arrest him. He's taken to the police station for interrogation or questioning, and then after questioning, instead of releasing him, having found out or discovered that he is innocent, he is detained against his will. Along the line, Amaka comes in from like an angel and pulls some powerful strings that has to do with the Minister of Information uh, in the country, and all of a sudden, Guy Collins is released from the prison, from the cell, from detention. Okay, let's consider the narrative technique of Leye Adenle's is emotion tourist. To begin with, there is the use of um, dual narrative point of view. Leye Adenle uses the first person narrative point of view and also the third person omniscient narrative point of view. The first person narrative point of view um, is actually told from the standpoint or perspective of Guy Collins, while the third person omniscient narrative point of view is told from the standpoint of Amaka. And then also there is the use of interplay. Um, interplay is a situation in which the narrator switches the account between the account of a story to begin with. In the text, in this particular easy motion tourist, the Leye Adenle begins the text with the story of Guy Collins, and all of a sudden, in chapter 2, he switches to um, the story of Amaka. So, and that is how he alternates between them until at the point in time when there is the unification of the 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 characters of events in the narrative text. So the thing that is to just that justifies the fact that there is the use of what interplay. There is the use of what narrative interplay. Then besides that, there is the use of code mixing. Code mixing is a deliberate um, infusion of the lexical item of one's native language into a foreign language of acquisition. So, if you look at it, take for instance when Amaka says to Shiv that she is Shiv Okoro, and she says she is an aburo of mine. So, an aburo, that lexical item belonging to the Yoruba tribe. Aburo is a product of code mixing, that is used in between a second language of um, acquisition. Then also, besides the use of code mixing, there is also the use of suspense. Suspense is a situation, is a device adopted by the narrative, that is the prosaist, to hold his audience in a state of uncertainty to the end of the narration. You could see that from the beginning of the text, we are unable to leave the text. We are glued to the text, pulling each pages to find out what actually happens to the characters because of the rate of suspense used in the play. So it kept us in a state of uncertainty to know what will be the fate of Amaka and what will eventually be the fate of Guy Collins. Then also, besides the use of suspense, there is the use of flashback in Leye Adenle's is emotion tourist. For example, Guy Collins lets us into his past through the use of what flashback. The same thing is applicable to Amaka, who tells us about one of the characters that she referred to, a man that keeps on disturbing her. But then she tells us about the life and identity of the character through the use of flashback. So, besides the use of flashback in the text, there is also the use of humor. Much as the text treats important issues or probably paints the picture